North and South Korea just announced another agreement that they've portrayed as a major step towards peace. Whether or not it really leads to the denuclearization of North Korea is something that can't be determined right now. But what we can say for sure is that North Korean leader Kim Jong Un comes out of this with a major victory. He's now resuscitated a diplomatic process that looked rather shaky a few weeks ago, and he also comes out of this looking very diplomatic. Here's why. He has built a strong image as a skilled negotiator, both inside and outside of his country. He's now brought a South Korean president up to his capital for the first time in more than a decade. Before the end of this year, he may become the first North Korean leader to ever set foot in South Korea. And he did something that his grandfather and father could never do, which is to meet with a sitting U.S. president. And those aren't the only points that he scored this time around. Kim Jong Un has also managed to bring some hope that there may be much-needed investment coming into his country again. The U.S. for the last year and a half has led a pretty aggressive international sanctions campaign against North Korea that's cut off most of the country's main sources of outside revenue. It's not that Kim Jong Un has gotten rid of those sanctions just yet, but he has loosened some of the restrictions. And of course, we have China and Russia, which are North Korea's two historical allies. We've now started to see evidence that both Beijing and Moscow are helping North Korea, to the extent that even the U.S. is now openly and very aggressively calling out Russia for its sanctions violations at the UN.
Russia has been cheating, and now they've been caught.
This week, we saw South Korea bring up a high-level delegation of business leaders, including Samsung Electronics vice chairman. Part of the reason why so many South Korean businesses were there was in part to signal that there may be opportunity there for more investment. South Korean President Moon Jae-in seems very eager to help out in any way that he can to help rebuild the infrastructure in North Korea. And the U.S. as well. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has talked about the importance of having a lot of private U.S. capital flow into North Korea. This is, of course, very important for Kim Jong Un. He has now made the economy the main focus of his attention, and he's told the people he's going to improve people's livelihoods. And that's probably Kim Jong Un's biggest win so far this year. Up until the beginning of 2018, he was a global pariah. He hadn't met with any heads of state from any other countries. But now he's met Xi Jinping, the president of China, 3 times this year. He's met with Donald Trump in Singapore. And he's now met with South Korean President Moon Jae-in 3 times, including once in his own capital. To some extent, that's given this dictator a veneer of respectability.
Well, we'll see what he's looking at. We'll see. But in the meantime, we're talking. It's very calm. He's calm. I'm calm.
As Kim Jong Un prepares for a possible second summit meeting with Donald Trump, he's in a pretty good position. The most concrete step that Kim Jong Un has taken is that he's promised to allow international inspectors to come and watch the dismantling of a missile launch site in North Korea. But Kim Jong Un and the North Korean regime, his father and his grandfather, have made similar promises in the past, most notably in 2008 destroying a cooling tower at the nuclear enrichment facility. But over time, I think skeptics would point out that in spite of some of these glimmers of hope, we've ultimately seen North Korea continue to expand its nuclear program over the years and decades.